commit to playing so many games over the next 11 weeks. It is quite a long event, which we obviously are aware of. But anyway, less of that and more of this. Alright, we're back in. Welcome, guys, to the game number 3 now between FeAge and Mr. Yo. Obviously, these scores are tied up. I think I updated the scoreboard. I always forget. Yes, I did. It's 1-1 with Mr. Yo claiming his first point in game number 2, which he won pretty comfortably on Baltic. And now we're going into game 3, which is FeAge's home map. And he has chosen to play on Arabia. He's also chosen to play as the Aztecs, as has Mr. Yo. And yesterday, we saw a Aztec war on Arabia as well. And it was actually a really nice game. So, fingers crossed, we're also going to have a very nice game here. And I'm not surprised that these guys have chosen to play as the Aztecs. As soon as I saw FeAge say, I want to play on Arabia, Hidden Sibs, they're both going to choose Aztecs. It's not surprising in the slightest. But, you know, I do kind of like Aztec Wars on Arabia. We see a lot of different stuff on this map when Aztec Wars come up. And, you know, things such as forwards, things such as man-at-arm rushes, all of that good stuff. And FeAge choosing to play Arabia kind of just says, you know, he's a lot more comfortable with playing on a land map. Now, I've got to be honest with you, looking at FeAge's map right now, it looks really, really bad. It looks really ass. Look at that gold for a start. It is horrendous. Look at this hill all around his TC. It is horrible. And the only redeeming factor is, I think, he's winning this fight against Mr. Yo with these eagles. Yeah, he's winning that fight. So Mr. Yo going to fall back. Is that worth not calling a restart? I don't know, but FeAge might be disadvantaging himself right here if he plays on this map, because it is horrendous. It is horrible. The way I say horrendous, it's like a mix of horrendous and horrible. Horrendous. It is not nice. Mr. Yo's map is not much better, but it's certainly not as bad. And the reason why this map is not nice is not only because that gold is out front and horrible. The stone on the back, okay, I guess, but it's not that often that stone really comes into play in the early game. Tower rushing is fairly exclusive to VNS Yellow, I guess. But no, it's just like the hills, how open this is. If he wants to wall this, it's going to be a nightmare. You know, he kind of can wall down here, but he's not going to get that gold comfortably. And so, if he does choose to play on, and he's got 30 seconds if he wants to call a restart now, if he does choose to do that, then he might have to play very aggressively based on where that gold location is. FeAge here, try and lame. Well, it seemed like he was going to try and lame. He would have loved to lame that boar, and once again, he's straight out towards his enemy, and then of course getting caught up in that little scuffle with Mr. Yo there. Mr. Yo stuck his Eagle Warrior inside the TC, so that he could heal up a little more, and FeAge here gonna still chase him down. He was kind of milling around that ball. He would have loved to steal it, but you know what? He didn't manage it once again, because the scouts ended up having a little scuffle before any stealing could have come into play. Honestly though... Whoa, okay, there you go. Down he goes. I was gonna say, honestly, I think that Mr. Yo will keep his eagle alive. He didn't, and FeAge there with 1 HP, just 1 HP, managing to slay Mr. Yo's Eagle Warrior. He's going to jump in that TC now, because he wants more health on that Eagle when it comes into doing the drush, and there's the barracks coming up on the front. So, Eagle going to heal up a little bit inside the town centre. And when it comes to doing the drush here, FeAge should have the advantage if, of course, it comes to drushing one-on-one. At the moment, though, Mr. Yo not really showing too much sign of actually getting ready to do a drush. He wears, okay, builder, what's he doing? Is he going to keep walling up, or is he going to build a barracks? Okay, he's going to continue walling up. So, no barracks coming up just yet. It seems like he's just going to go and wall this map and try and play with walls, which is not necessarily the most ideal way to do this. He will be giving up the map control entirely. He's going to be subject to a drush very soon, and if FeAge can pull something off and maybe put a forward tower down, keep the pressure on, keep Mr. Yo within his walls, then FeAge could get a big advantage. But saying that, Mr. Yo, with these walls, will be able to fast feudal potentially. He will be able to add maybe even more villagers and just go straight for a kind of fast castle and play really passive, which could be pretty risky, but could also pay off. So we'll have to wait and see. The first militia coming out, though, you'll notice Mr. Yo here going to try and grab some deer with like 9 villagers so that he can get as much deer as he possibly can. Not going to happen. FeAge going to lame that one. And these villagers coming in, or rather retreating back to his TC. But he's gotten as much food as he could off of these deer now. And Mr. Yo, 24 villagers, still making another. That's 25 now coming out. And maybe 25 pop feudal with like man-at-arms, possibly. I think, though, he's going to go feudal now. 25 pop. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. But we'll keep a close eye on that. As FeAge here actually stops drushing. Like, he is gone feudal as well. 25 population, but with 23 villagers. And FeAge didn't go for a full-on drush. Like, this is actually a really good read by him. I don't think the intention from FeAge was ever to do a full drush, because he only made the single militia. He's just going around battering the deer. The poor bloody... the poor bloody deer. But FeAge here obviously sees these walls, and he's probably thinking, yeah, I'm glad I didn't do a full drush now, because if he had done a full drush, he would have delayed his feudal age. He would have been unable to do a lot of damage, because pushing into this would be suicide as he goes into the TC. So instead, he's gone up to feudal, 23 villagers, and maybe he'll go for a... well, I tell you, I don't think he's going to do man-at-arms. He might do, but I don't think so. Forward with an archery range, and he's going to go up with that on the front and try and keep really aggressive. Try and keep Mr. Yo inside of his base and have that map control, that delicious, yummy map control. FeAge then, is he sending more villagers out to take gold? At the moment, no. He's taking villagers out to take stone. And so maybe then we can anticipate to see some more towers. And he's already placed one tower down right there. Not sure about that location. It's not too bad. It's obviously going to be fairly close to that gold, but I don't think it's going to disrupt the gold entirely. And of course, Mr. Yo is also in the feudal age now. He's took the time to build an outpost here on this left side, and he will see the tower coming in. So he can easily build a counter tower here with a few more villagers. If he notices quickly, he could have a counter tower up in half the time. But hey, at the moment, good forward by FeAge for now, but how long will that last for? How long will he be able to keep this up for? We'll find out. Mr. Yo then, counter tower coming up, expected, and that was a really good outpost from him. I mean, that couldn't have been in a better place, really, and he knows that since he's walled himself in like this, he's got to protect that gold some way or another, and taking the precaution here to build the outpost was certainly a good move. The tower comes up. Mr. Yo here doing a little bit of damage to FeAge's military. Actually going to take down a skirm by the looks of it. Nearly, oh man, 2 HP. Could have finished that skirmisher off, but obviously wants to be able to kill this watchtower here. And with 5 villagers inside versus 4, it's actually, you know what? It looks like FeAge was actually attacking. I don't think, what's FeAge actually attacking here? Okay, he is attacking the tower. All right, really, that was really strange. It looks like FeAge was attacking this outpost, and he was for a while. So Mr. Yo, even though they're both firing the same number of arrows, Mr. Yo actually going to win this fight unless FeAge repairs, and he's going to go ahead and try and do that. Mr. Yo, if he's watching, he should kill this repairer. There you go, attacking her, and FeAge going to hop inside just to try and get a bit more HP, but at the moment, it's not working out. On the right side, Mr. Yo pushing out with a few archers here, and this builder getting pretty low on health as well. FeAge actually spending quite a lot of idle, having quite a lot of idle time so far, as he kind of has this forward builder, the villagers in the watchtower as well, and Mr. Yo pushing out with these archers to try and kind of just distract FeAge maybe on this left side. On the right side, FeAge, another tower, and trying to get through this wall. So far, not really able to pull that off, and he's forced to really just make skirms because he doesn't have enough gold income to really continue making archers. Mr. Yo going to win the day over here though, and this tower will go down for FeAge. So Mr. Yo will be able to get his gold back. The main concern at the moment, I guess, is just the lack of military for Yo. FeAge does have 15 military units. Yo has just 7, and although 2 of these are chasing down these 2 archers here, FeAge looking pretty strong on this right side. A good counter tower from Yo, though, once again. And FeAge here gonna lose his forward tower. So this forward possibly going south pretty quickly. FeAge right now, an idle TC. I mean, this is not a good sign, is it? He's actually not able to get the food at the moment to even make villagers, let alone make more skirmishers. You know, this is not a good situation for him, and he's down by a single villager now. But if this food shortage continues on, then he's going to actually struggle, and Mr. Yo is going to start pulling ahead in villager count as well. At the moment, FeAge 34 vills, Mr. Yo on 36, but I do like this style of play from FeAge. I do like this forward aggression. I think it's very nice. And I think FeAge here probably going to try for another tower on this left-hand side. There you go. Going up right there. It's a bit far away though, isn't it? I feel like it's a little far out. And Mr. Yo can still safely take his gold. However, FeAge is able to take down this palisade, and he can certainly try and stop a counter tower coming in and maybe build another one inside of the walls. But at the moment... Oh no, FeAge, yeah. FeAge, Mr. Yo, sorry, is so on the ball here. He's actually putting the counter tower up already. His army's moving over. These guys pretty even on upgrades, except Mr. Yo has got +1 armor as well, but he's really outnumbered, so he will lose that fight one-on-one. But obviously he's just trying to get his counter tower up, and if that goes up, FeAge can no longer push in, and that tower will go up successfully. And once again, FeAge has been denied. He's been absolutely denied. Which is a shame for him, because he's putting in a good effort here on this forward aggression. Now, how many villagers on the gold there? It looks like 7, which means it should be double archer production, and he is doing that now. He's doing horse collar, and I mean, these guys just generally getting their upgrades eventually. Mr. Yo has actually done a wheelbarrow already, and if you have a look at how many farms he's seeding now, it looks like he's planning on a pretty fast castle time from here. He's probably not going to hang around in the feudal age for longer than he has to. His defense has been pretty successful with these few towers, and he's possibly looking for a good castle time. Making a lot of skirms though, and you know, he can't afford to just sit back as well. He can't just sit back and let FeAge outnumber him and cause him too much trouble. So he's going to have to keep making military, of course, but with all these farms going up, with wheelbarrow already being done, I kind of get the feeling like he's probably looking for the castle age sooner rather than later. FeAge back at home, a few more farms coming out, but we saw how bad his food situation was not long ago, and I don't know if he's got wheelbarrow yet. I kind of don't think he has got wheelbarrow. The reason why Mr. Yo was so defensive, Nano, is because he got off to a pretty bad start, and he obviously realized that FeAge was going to get really aggressive on the front. Oh, FeAge here. Not FeAge, sorry. Yo, going to take down this tower by the looks of things, bringing in his villagers. On the right side, the army is going to have a good fight, but obviously, FeAge going to get the upper hand. There's no doubt about it, as this tower comes in at the back, does some damage, but FeAge just has sheer numbers on his side, as usual. Oh, look at this beautiful play from FeAge right there. That was really nice. I think FeAge still sat under that tower for way too long though, but that was really cool. What he did there was build 2 houses, a quick wall, and he trapped these villagers in here, so they should be easy to kill. But wow, honestly, that should have been FeAge's fight. But this tower from Mr. Yo clearly doing a lot of damage there. And Mr. Yo just taking the KD advantage, 16 kills for FeAge to 18 deaths now. Mr. Yo with 2 extra kills, and I don't know, if you look at the dead bodies on the floor, you can see what, 2, 4, 6, 8 dead bodies there for Yo, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for FeAge. So this tower hammering in from the back was doing a lot of damage, and FeAge with a nice play trying to trap those villagers in, but ultimately taking too much damage from the tower to really get the win there. There's wheelbarrow for FeAge now, and that's kind of late in comparison to Yo, and if you just have a look at the food difference, you can see they're about 200 apart. If we have a quick look at the resources gathered so far, you'll see that Yo is ahead in food by about 600, so expected, I guess. I mean, that's what happens. That is what happens when you don't have wheelbarrow, or when you do have wheelbarrow, sorry, earlier than your opponent, and you've got plenty of farms up. Anyway, Mr. Yo here, still feeling the heat on this gold. And FeAge still trying to push in there time after time, making a lot of scams still. It looked like he was really trying to make more archers, but quickly switching back into skirms when he realized that Yo was not planning on doing archers at any point, it seems. Mr. Yo right now, about to click to castle. He's not quite got the gold since it's been really disrupted so far. And FeAge really not going to be far from castle either. He's just hitting 800 food as Mr. Yo is hitting 1,100. But the gold wasn't quite there for Yo. So although he had a better food eco, the gold was kind of letting him down. And FeAge's aggression on the left side certainly slowed Mr. Yo down a little bit there. So Mr. Yo's up and FeAge is also now up. And very, very similar times, 15 seconds apart. And it's amazing how quickly, with the Aztecs, that food income can get going. Like, seriously, it can really pick up very quickly. Once you've got a few farms down, and once you get wheelbarrow, that food income just goes through the roof. FeAge right now, though, really bad lumber camp on the front. I mean, his map is pretty horrible. Like we said at the start of this game, it's not nice. This gold's so exposed. But he's still holding down the map control, so bad map or good map, he's still got his opponent locked on his side of the map, and that means that he can kind of just defend with a single tower. He's not really had to worry about Mr. Yo counterattacking yet, because Mr. Yo was to counterattack. It would open a big door for FeAge to walk straight into his base and do a lot of trouble, a lot of damage. So what would we expect to see from FeAge now? What I'd like to see from FeAge is a forward siege workshop. Just go straight out with a siege workshop. He's got 3 villagers here. Siege Workshop would be great, and once again, my internet on the laptop has died, which means, once again, I can't see the chat, so apologies. Hopefully that will fix itself. Okay, let me refresh the chat now. Refresh the alert box. Awesome. So, yeah, with FeAge here on the front with the 3 villagers, I'd like to see a Siege Workshop, and obviously we know Mr. Yo's got tons of skirmishers, so a Siege Workshop and a mangonel is really the way forwards here for FeAge. He's going to be able to crush a lot of dudes with that mango. Mr. Yo should also probably look for a Siege Workshop though, because, well, if he doesn't build one, FeAge will, and he's also got a lot of easily crushable skirmishers. Elite Skirmisher coming in for both of these guys. Bodkin Arrow going in for both of these guys. So very similar upgrades for both, and that's actually, you know, you don't often see mass skirms from both players, but I guess if one player starts massing skirms, it almost forces the other to go down that route, because making archers is just, well, if you make a lot of them, they're just going to end up dying anyway against those skirmishers. Hill advantage for FeAge here, though. A military advantage as well. 33 units to 18 from Yo. And FeAge is looking pretty comfortable out on the front here. But the mangonels are going to be what really turns things around if they get some nice shots in. I like that Yo here has actually closed the gap to his TC to stop these guys walking through. That was pretty nice. And FeAge also doing crossbow now as well. It seems like he's going to start doing crossbows pretty soon. He's got quite a lot of gold in the bank. But in comes the mangonel. The slow-moving, dangerous, foreboding mangonel coming down the hill. And forcing Mr. Yo away, of course. Right now, what we got here, Eagle Warriors coming out for FeAge. Good decision. He's probably expecting a mangonel from Mr. Yo, and he's going to be looking to take that down with Eagles pretty quickly. Eagles, of course, they're going to be okay at attacking Elite Skirms as well, but Elite Skirmisher, of course, with Bodkin Arrow, going to be able to do a lot of damage pretty quickly to Eagles here, since they're very unupgraded, and yeah, a couple of volleys and they'll be down. But I think Mr. Yo's in a very precarious situation, but oh, FeAge going back with the mangonel, that probably wasn't the best thing to do, but he still has the numbers here to clean this army up if Mr. Yo ever stops to fight, so it's not so bad. He can keep the pressure on with the mango on the front, but if he'd have been able to bring that mangonel in and actually get a good shot into these skirms, that would have been devastating for Mr. Yo. Right now though, FeAge is looking great. Ballistics on the way, and he's holding this front down nicely. Just mass skirmisher at the moment, saving all of that gold, of course, for upgrades. But Mr. Yo throwing up the castle here, and wow, there goes his entire army at the back, it seems. Not so good. Now, FeAge here sees this castle. Mr. Yo's garrisoned inside of this watchtower. He's got the mangonel here. He doesn't want this castle being attacked. He doesn't want this castle to go down. FeAge bringing in a mangonel. Of course, Mr. Yo has seen it. FeAge here going to try and trade. He gets the trade. But where's the next mangonel? It's not there just yet. It's on the way out, but it's not there. And if he had another one at hand, he could have really delayed this castle quite a lot. As it stands, FeAge going to get flattened by the mango of Yo, and he is going to run back towards this hill as the castle here looks set to go up. And for FeAge, that's not so nice, because when your opponent gets a castle up, it's so difficult to push into that. He's basically can't push in on this left side now. This whole area is going to be out of bounds. Any mangonels that get close are going to get instantly destroyed. Any army that gets close is going to get a volley of arrows to the face, and it's really going to hurt. So FeAge unable to get super aggressive on this left side. He's looking for alternate routes in, but Mr. Yo's closed this down with 2 TCs, and I think Yo now playing a very turtle game, but this is reminding me a lot of the game we saw yesterday between Riot and 8th Wonder. Does this not seem familiar to you guys? It seems familiar to me, and in this situation, FeAge is looking like 8th Wonder, and Mr. Yo is looking like Riot, because Mr. Yo, once that market is up, he's going to buy some food. He's got his castle, so he's going to go up to Imp. And he's going to go up to Imp with 68 vils, which is actually more than FeAge in this situation. And once he gets Imp, that could be a very downhill path for FeAge. Nice micro, though. He's taken down that mangonel there with very few losses. He's keeping this TC kind of idle from Mr. Yo as well. And Mr. Yo is kind of just happy to sit back here, it seems, and let FeAge have map control whilst he does a little mini boom and focuses on going Imp. FeAge, though, he's not letting this one lie. He's not just going to be like, yep, I'm going to sit back and chill. He's also very, very close to the Imperial Age, but oh dear, losing a few skirms there. Couldn't out-micro that second mangonel. And FeAge now up to the Imperial Age also. And this game's pretty close in terms of upgrade times. Just 20 seconds even apart right now. FeAge on the way up, and Mr. Yo just a few moments ahead. The only real difference at the moment is that, well, FeAge has 38 more military, and Mr. Yo has 11 more villagers. So still, I think FeAge with the advantage for now. And while he holds outside of Mr. Yo's base, Mr. Yo's running out of room to build. His gold isn't quite as saturated perhaps as he'd like, but he still has plenty of gold in the bank, so he should be fine in that respect. And he's got plenty of farms out as well, so going into Eagles, not going to be a problem. He's got barracks coming up at the back now. But these TCs on the right, kind of getting a lot of pressure on this right side, you know. Mangonel, attacking these guys, forcing the villagers to go idle, forcing them to garrison inside. So those 10 extra villagers, maybe they are not as kind of effective as we thought, since they've been idle for a lot of this game. FeAge has got his second and third TC up on the right hand side as well, so it's not like he's fallen behind in TC count or anything like that. And in fact, they are both actually very, very similar in position. The main difference is that FeAge is keeping Yo in his base. He's got this big military advantage, and when he hits Imp, he's going to have a few more units to upgrade. But at the same time, you've got to remember that most of FeAge's army right now are skirmishers, and what are skirmishers going to die to? Well, skirmishers are going to die very quickly to elite eagle warriors, and that is exactly what Mr. Yo is going to be doing in this barracks right now. Relics, well, FeAge has 3 relics. Actually, that's a good point. With map control, often comes many relics, and FeAge has 3 already in the bank. So FeAge's gold is actually looking pretty solid. And when you're going to do Eagle Warriors, if you're going to do Eagle Warriors, gold is king. It always is. It's always the same. That gold there is going to be important. Obviously, Eagles costing quite a bit of gold. Anyway, Elite Eagle coming in, and well, this army is probably not going to last too long in the face of that. Elite Eagle is going to really tear through those skirms very quickly. Mr. Yo checking up a castle on the right-hand side. And FeAge here, what's his plan? Well, maybe could be tempted to go for Jaguars, but at the moment he is focusing on Eagles, but missing the Elite Eagle upgrade. He's just researching it now. And that's expected that it would be delayed compared to Yo, I guess, considering Mr. Yo at the moment was a little faster to the Imperial Age. Oh, his poor monk here, gonna get killed off, and his army on the left side gonna get killed off as well, which is not so cool. And these Eagles gonna be cleaning that up. So that 37 military advantage has basically been reduced to no real military advantage here. But FeAge already finding his way into Yo's base, and this is the problem now for Yo. He's not really very walled up, and although FeAge is also not walled up, since he's had all this map control, he can pressure Mr. Yo back at home. Unfortunately, he's just not got enough Eagles right now, and Mr. Yo has actually just taken the military advantage, so Mr. Yo's going to strike right back. And I think, you know, if anything, FeAge's economy is more open right now, so FeAge is more susceptible to this raiding. But since he had all this map control earlier on, it would kind of make sense for him to be able to raid a little sooner. He also is doing some Jags, which is nice. I love to see the Jaguar warriors coming out. Obviously, they absolutely tear through the Eagles. Problem is for FeAge right now is he doesn't have many castles out. He's going to try and build one on this left side, it seems, or somewhere. I don't even know. He's going to put a castle somewhere since he literally just spent the stone to build one. Maybe either there or on walls. But yeah, I mean, he's getting raided now. It's not going to be too good for him, and he's going to have to send some units back to try and defend that. Look at this, though. This is kind of cool. He's actually walling across the center of the map, right outside of Yo's base. I think that FeAge has been learning from Jordan 23. This is something that happened not long ago. FeAge was... sorry, not FeAge. Jordan was playing in WSVG, and he walled his opponent into his side of the base. I can't remember who it was against, but it was kind of funny. FeAge here, maybe going to do something similar. I don't know. At the moment, though, Mr. Yo getting his raiding on, and quite a few villagers going down already. Having a quick look at the villager count, FeAge is down by 1, which is not too bad. But Mr. Yo has about 9 extra villagers right now, make that 11 extra villagers, and the raiding is going to get really real in just a moment. Looks like he tried to wall this up, but of course there is always a hole, and another group of eagles make their way out of Mr. Yo's side of the map and into FeAge's economy, it seems. Well, they're on the way over there anyway. Jaguar's coming out for FeAge still, though, and I don't know, has he got enough? Possibly not. Upgrade-wise, Yo is ahead, and Yo now doing Garland Wars as well for the extra +4 attack. So, Mr. Yo is well ahead in researches, and FeAge is just calling GG right there. Maybe a little premature. Maybe he thought that Mr. Yo was further ahead than he really was. It's hard to say, but, you know, right now, Mr. Yo, with a good number of villager kills under his belt, with 107 kills to 64 losses, and Mr. Yo, with this raiding attempt coming in, FeAge probably just felt like, yep, I probably can't stop that. And even though he had some Jaguars out, these guys are a little slower, they've got to catch up, and yeah, maybe a little premature from FeAge there, but it was definitely going south pretty quickly. I liked his forward aggression, it was nice, but he just wasn't able to really pull it off, and Mr. Yo was still able to get Imperial in a great time and bust out of those walls and do a lot of damage very quickly. So, good game, and there you go, that's why the villager count dropped so quickly. I was trying to look around and see where the raiding was coming in. It's hard to see on the map, because it's a tiny speck of blue. But on this left side, FeAge lost like 8 or 9 villagers very quickly, allowing Mr. Yo to get 16 vills ahead at the end there. Anyway, we're going to come back, and Aztec War under our belt. It is currently 2-1 to Mr. Yo, and my prediction at the start of this series was 3-1 to Yo.